Okay, let's get started. This is my 2008 Chevy Kodiak 4500 ambulance. I bought this thing about 2 years ago and started the conversion process, and I'll just take you through all the systems and everything that's been done to it and what have you. So starting here at the front, one of the first upgrades I did went to these projector beam LED headlights. They're a huge improvement over the stock headlights. The stock ones suck pretty bad. Can't see anything, so big improvement there. Also went to LED running lights and turn signals. Everything you see here on the front, all the lights and the horns for the sirens and the air horns and all that stuff, that all still works. You can kind of see up at the top here, these emergency lights are white. I went ahead and changed the lenses on the front emergency lights because there's certain states where forward-facing red lights is not allowed, so I just went ahead and got ahead of that. You can kind of see up top there, I've got 3 Tesla 420 watt solar panels made from an 80/20 aluminum roof rack that I built that attaches onto the steel rain rails there. So I'll get into more of the power specs later, but that's what you see up there. Starting on this side, right behind this door here is the shower inside, and so that's what this little thing is right here. That's a fan. It takes the place of actually where one of the emergency lights was. I just took that out, replaced it with the fan, and there's a little ring light inside the shower. This is basically the back of the shower and the holding tank for the shower, so these lines run over to the water tank and the water heater, which is on the other side. We've got a 13-gallon tank that's specifically for the shower only. You can just drain it here, or if you want to just not even go to the tank at all, you can swap this piece and drain it into a bucket or whatever you want to do. I planned on putting an outdoor shower hose here. I still might, but for right now, it's just the interior shower. You probably notice, I mean, if you're watching this, you might know a little something about ambulances. Everything is just built absolutely crazy. Like this little half door probably weighs 100 pounds. So pretty wild. Main entrance door, we'll get into that in a second. I want to kind of do the outside first. Like I said, the truck is a 4500. It's the Monroe package, so that includes air seats. It's got a little bit nicer stuff in the interior. It's got air ride suspension in the rear. It comes with the Alcoa aluminum wheels, which I do think look pretty cool. Give it kind of that like fire truck look. This compartment back here, so I use this to store just little spares and fluids, and usually keep a toolbox right there. That's what the space is for, but this is just spare air lines and stuff like that. You can see all these compartments have a LED light in them, and that will work when the truck is on. Just more storage again. I keep chairs, cooking equipment, outdoor cooking stuff. I have a secondary air conditioner here. You can kind of hear my first air conditioner going over here. It's up under the truck, but it's a DC mini split, and the condenser portion is just right here underneath. This is a cat. He doesn't come with the truck, but he probably will be following us around. Under the back here, it actually used to say emergency response vehicle or something, response team or something like that. I have a picture I can find out, but it kind of plays into what this thing was originally used for. It wasn't always an ambulance its whole life. It spent a lot of time in Houston as a hazmat crew transport vehicle. So it would take hazmat people to wherever the spills are, I guess. And this is where they kept all their, Tyvek suits and all that stuff. So didn't spend a ton of time actually taking people to the hospital, at least not at the end of its life. So another storage cabinet. This is where I keep truck stuff. So you can see I've got extra oil, got some extra filters. This I actually kept for my generator. So usually there's gasoline in there, but you know, any standard size NATO jerry can will fit in there. Of course, it is diesel. It's the 6.6 Duramax, 40-gallon tank. It's another good look at the wheels. Pretty cool. Okay, moving on to some of the more important cabinets. So this is the main water cabinet. So you've got a 24-gallon freshwater tank here on the right, 3-stage filter system, isotemp water heater. And what's cool about this water heater, it has a 120 volt AC heating element in it, but you can also, if you choose to, connect it to the engine heat. There's a heat exchanger inside. So I don't have that connected currently. I just didn't think I would really use it and didn't want to plumb the lines, but if you did want to do that, it's available. You can do it. Everything, I tried to use PEX and brass fittings and didn't cheap out on anything. So this thing runs on a timer inside. You kind of see here, and then this is an always-on outlet in case you want to power tools or run an extension cord outside or whatever. Okay, and last but not least, I've got some just storage up top here. I keep the electrical cables for the shore power in here. It requires a little adapter, so keep that here. This goes directly to all of the power equipment inside. I've got two 280 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries. I'll go more into that when we do the whole power section. But yeah, you've got your shore power connections here. This was all kind of standard ambulance stuff. I just reused it. This was the original primary. I just disconnected that, and now this is the shore power connection, 20 amp supply. You could potentially go higher. I probably wouldn't. The wiring is really 20 amps and the fuses in there are all 20 amps. So, you know, I didn't really think you needed much more than that, especially with the solar backfilling everything. Engine, like I said, 6.6 LMM Duramax. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, pretty clean. I mean, you can see a lot of ambulance stuff running around in here, but overall solid. I upgraded the front to Bilstein's. The ride is really nice with that. I also have, you can see it here, the RSSA Roadmaster steering stabilizer, which is nice for going down the highway. It just points it straight. Yeah, solid engine. This one also has been a little bit tuned and deleted, so no DPF, none of that stuff. A lot of them came that way. The government sometimes orders vehicles in that configuration, so good shot of the shock there. Okay, let's go back here and we'll do the inside. All right, so coming inside, I tried to keep definitely like a stock look to everything, so everything in here sort of looks like it came this way. We'll start over here on this side. So this is a trash can that's actually built in. It goes pretty far down in there. It's like a full-size trash can, but pretty nice. You don't have to have like a random trash sack hanging out. Anyway, that came with the ambulance that was already here. So you can see I kept a lot of this stuff. Just, you know, it's an ambulance. It looks cool. DC mini split. I just turned it off. It's kind of loud, but super awesome. This thing blows super cold air just right onto you when you're trying to sleep in super hot weather. It'll get this thing down pretty low. I've got this one too. This is just kind of a standard window unit. It was kind of originally what I had planned, but I got it completely installed and figured out that these don't really blow onto the bed so well, so it's really just a backup now. Might as well just leave it in there. Tons of storage, as you can see, just storage forever. This area actually used to be a jump seat. So I removed the jump seat and then I built this whole cabinet section here. Laminated the wood to match the factory stuff. So this is all factory, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is factory. Matches pretty good. I mean, if it's off just barely. Got this cool LED light that runs the whole length of the truck. It's really nice at night. You can just leave it on, turn it way down, and then you can see. Again, reused more ambulance stuff. Built this shelf from some of the old ambulance cabinets. Get yourself a microwave and it's mounted in there. This is a Dometic marine fridge. Here. Yeah, little freezer here, but runs 12 volt. Takes almost no power. I mean, it pretty much runs, you know, it would probably run for, I don't know, over a week just by itself on 12 volt. This down here is also another freezer. I don't have the freezer in here right now. It's out because you can take it out and use it just 12 volt in other places, but it perfectly fits here and it's a top opener. So you can have more refrigeration down here for longer trips. You can see I reused these. These were all from cabinets that were on the ambulance. Standard USB little charger thing here. So there was another seat right here. Okay, and that's pretty common in ambulances. There's a kind of another seat right here for the EMT or whatever. But as a result, this countertop was actually down here. So I took the countertop off, made this whole front plate. See, this opens, you can get access to all this in here. But made this whole front plate and then added this sink. This is the countertop that came in the ambulance. But then you've got this sink. That sink has its own holding tank, and it's in the same compartment as the freshwater. I think it's 3 or 4 liters, but I almost never fill that one up. You know, it's just really for washing your hands and stuff. Throughout, you'll see 115, 120 volt AC outlets. There's one there. There's one here. The microwave's plugged into, and then there's another one kind of back in that corner under the bed. Bed couch had these cushions, custom made. Also reuse this little latch from one of the drawers, so you can pull up on this. Bed slides out, right? There's just a bunch of junk under here. It's mostly spares, fuses, wiring, just anything you might need if something breaks, running lights, what have you. But yeah, bed's pretty simple. Just take these off, fold it over. There we go. All right, stick your cushions back on here and you're ready to go. Here we go. Thought about sewing the cushions together maybe so it's a little easier to do, but most people put a topper on it or whatever anyway, so you get the idea. But again, the whole thing covered in the front. You can see this is all laminated and it's got the high impact corners. Same thing here. This is bracing. It's on 600-pound drawer slides, so that's kind of how it hangs itself. But I mean, you know, I can sit on it and jump on it and it's totally fine. This is an interesting cabinet. So this is all of the original ambulance stuff. Pretty gnarly, honestly. Very intimidating the first time I looked at it, but pretty cool. Lifeline Emergency Vehicles is who made this 2 days before my birthday in 2008. Yeah, there's some maintenance logs here from the ambulance from way back in the day. I don't know why I kept that. It's just kind of cool, I guess, but this is pretty cool. So I had the entire list of circuits from the factory. They sent this to me in a PDF and I had it printed into a book that can just stay in the ambulance. So that's every one of these systems that you see in here is covered in here. I've got a little checklist. I have the manual for basically everything in here, schematics for how things are done. I mean, you're not gonna find more documentation on this thing than this. So that's cool. The shower. So originally this was like a little thing of shelves, and it had a little medicine refrigerator in it. So we took all that out. I had this custom shower pan made, stainless steel thermostatic shower valve, so you can just set it for whatever temperature you like, and when it gets to that temperature it'll start coming out. It's pretty nice. You don't have to sit there and try to like mess with it. This was cool, like I explained outside. It's like a ring light and a fan, so you push that out. There it is, it's a fan. Pretty neat. This is kind of just a standard RV shower with start stop. Water pump switches here. I've got 3 blanks for whatever else you might want to do. This is just an access panel. Let's see. So the whole electrical system is essentially Victron and Blue Sea systems. So I've got this cabinet in here. See if I can get up in here and show you. There's another access panel from the cab where you can get to this more easily, but this little door and stuff is how I get in there and hit the master battery cutoff. It's down there at the bottom. You can see that. But Lynx distributor, multi plus 2, 3000 watt. I think it's a 150 85 in PPT, and this is an Orion DC to DC charger, so that actually takes power from the rear batteries and tops off the truck batteries, so you never get stuck anywhere running down those batteries. Those batteries do run some of the lights in here, so when you hit this button, this was like standard ambulance lights, so those do run off the truck battery, which is why I have it back feeding like that, so you can use these lights all week and it's not a problem. Hot water heater, so it's on a timer. You know, you set it for 20 minutes or so and you're good to go. This is the main control panel, so everything electrical runs off here. This is where you're going to turn on the inverter. So you can go over here, AC mode on. You hear a little click, you heard the microwave come on, so now the inverter's on, so you could run the hot water heater, you can use the microwave, anything that requires regular AC power rather than DC power. The mini split is DC, so you do not have to have the inverter on to run it, which is nice. Or if you want, you can only have it charging or only have it inverting. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off. This is one thing I did want to point out. So this right here, the amount of current that the charger will draw from shore power. So from when you have it plugged in, it'll be reading here. It'll say however many watts that's coming in from your shore power. This will tell you the load that your AC appliances are pulling, and then you have your DC stuff here, and this is how much solar you're pulling down. It's overcast right now, so we're not getting really anything. Anyway, what else have we got in here? I think that's pretty much it. That's all the big stuff anyway. Okay, let's check out the truck. One more thing. You have a divider here, so you can remove this. I usually just have this when it's stopped, and you can have a full pass through to the cab, so that's important. So let's go up there and I will show you all of the stuff that's been done. All right, moving on into the truck. Keyless entry. Standard Chevy Kodiak, like I said earlier. Monroe equipment upgrade. Monroe package, if you're familiar with these trucks, you know what that means. Air seats, so you can feel like a real truck driver. Audio system and everything has been upgraded pretty good. Got Got JBL component speakers in the doors, and then I've got Focal speakers in the ceiling, and then an Alpine sub here. All the amps for that stuff reside back there, if you can see that. Everything in here that's ambulance is more or less intact. No radios, but lights and sirens, all that stuff is right here. It all works. Probably shouldn't use that on the road. Pretty sure that's very illegal, but the PA system does work, which is cool. Yes, right here. You can yell at people if you want. Let's go ahead and start her up here. So you'll hear that compressor kick on. That is the that compressor is for the air ride suspension. You can see 175, 185. So let's power it up. This is all the ambulance stuff that comes on. I'll show you kind of what is controlled there. This has full CarPlay, Android Auto, all of that stuff. So it should connect here in a second. Yeah, there it goes. Anyway, so this blue button here disconnects the box. If I hold this down, it will disconnect everything back there that's kind of like ambulance-y. The only time I really use any of this stuff is when I want to turn off the backup alarm. So you see this thing says BU alarm. You can hit that, and now when you put the vehicle in reverse, it won't have the loud like beep beep thing, which, you know, I guess is good if you actually need to back up. As far as backup cameras, this is the one that came with it, so it's pretty nice. I mean, considering it has sound, most importantly, so if there's somebody back there, you can actually hear them. I've also got this Wolfbox, and this acts as like a rearview mirror while you're driving down the road. So this thing is pretty cool. You probably wouldn't have this on while you're driving, but it comes on automatically when you reverse. But this is more like a rearview mirror, so driving down the road. It's also got a forward-facing dash cam, and you can split view. Pretty cool. You can also move this up and down however you want. Other than that, yeah, pretty standard stuff in here. Exhaust brake, you know, AC blows nice and cold. I've left all of the fire truck stuff in here, so that was the old serial number. Thought that was kind of cool. Heated seats, air seats in both driver and passenger, so pretty neat. Also, you can see down here, since I have one of the doors open, entry door open, if I open a compartment, this will light up. Shore power is plugged in. It's kind of nice when you just want to look at things at a glance. Another cool thing, though, about the shore power that I forgot to mention a second ago. If you turn the truck on while there's something plugged into this, it says auto eject. It has an auto eject feature. This little pin in the center will pop the thing out. I guess that's an ambulance deal, so if they need to hurry and they're still plugged in while they're back at the base or whatever, they can just drive off and it pops the cord out automatically. I added a little cup holder here. These are kind of far away. I like this one more. What else? Yeah, Android Auto going strong here. It all works how it should. I believe this one is wired only, and I have this Arkon mount, so you can hook up kind of whatever you want to that, and it's just more reliable. It does have hands-free Bluetooth, although I'm told it doesn't sound great, but it does exist. All the doors have had sound deadening and Dynamat put in them, so it's pretty quiet in here compared to the stock truck. But yeah, other than that, that's the inside.